yourself.
Yeah, and we're live. Hopefully the people that came at 9 o'clock stuck around and sat here for 15 minutes. We are live, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a guest here.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Hi.
I did mute it this time, actually, Justin.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
you can hear you.
Hello.
Hi.
Have fun tonight.
She said have fun tonight.
We'll try.
Chicken and fries. Let's go get your chicken and fries.
Things in the bedroom.
We have a lot of guests here on Sugoi Boyz.
Welcome to Sugoi Boyz. As I tried, I had YouTube muted, but I didn't have it lined up the right way.
Okay.
Because I have to have the live chat window on one thing because the actual chat for the stream is on a different tab. So I have to minimize our screen and then have that on the tab because I'm so unprofessional. But thank you guys for coming.
Have we ever shown any ounce of professionalism in our videos?
Tons.
Let's be honest here. Between you, me, and Dreed or Dread, whatever his name is, I'm gonna call him Art. I don't care. Art is the most professional out of all of us.
Yeah.
But hey, at least you got a beard and I'm bald.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Hey, Sweet Pea, thank you for coming.
Hey, Sweet Pea.
Dreed. Is it a Dread? I think it's supposed to be Dread.
I think it's Dread. I'm gonna call him Art. I don't care.
Okay. People who have no idea who that is are gonna be like, all right. Welcome back. Joining me today, and the first time in a few weeks, maybe even a month, is J Chip from the J Chip Show. Yeah. It's good to see you again, my friend.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
And I didn't really have a topic for today, but since we're reunited, we can talk several things. Because right in our pregame chat here, J Chip. Well, actually, you know what? Let me harken back. Let me hit the reverse pedal here. What have you been watching or reading lately, J Chip from the J Chip Show? Link down below in the description.
So it's been a month, and I finished a show, and I started up on some shows, and then there's two shows I'm currently watching that's ongoing, and I dropped a show.
Wow. Okay.
So
let's start with
the first show I finished.
You finished, okay.
The show I finished was Infinite Revias.
Oh,
which is a very
Go ahead.
If you like Skryed,
same character designer.
Aesthetically, you'll like it.
Okay.
But if you are expecting an action show, you're not going to get it.
From what I know about Infinite Revias, it's like Lord of the Flies in space.
Yeah, pretty much, because it's 420 kids are stuck in a spaceship, and the spaceship is damaged, and so they're trying to get home. Meanwhile, other space stations think that they're terrorists, and so they're trying to kill the kids.
Oh my god.
And then one of the kids has a gun on board, and he's edgy. It was a very, very cool show, but I know not a lot of people are going to like it because it's very slow.
I heard it has cool music.
Oh, yeah. You should listen to the dub after this podcast. Because it has Light Yagami, and it has the guy that did Inuyasha. And he sounds just like
it. It has Richard Ian Cox.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. It's Inuyasha, talking space stuff. Imagine if he was on Star Trek.
Kagome! We need to get the particle accelerator into the wind scar!
And then
why he turned
Eddie
like
from
Gilbert Gottfried when I do his voice, but
Benketsu is also in that show too.
Benketsu. Matt Hill also.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Do you know who else Matt Hill plays?
Yeah, he plays Eddie.
Or Ed. From Ed, the dumb one, the big one. Let me use my Bonra, you.
Benkotsu is so cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, the 7 Deadly Sins. The Band of 7 are way cooler than the 7 Deadly Sins.
Hey man, I've been reading that for a very long time.
I haven't. My dad has seen first season, and he liked it.
I liked it. I like it too, but season 2 is not that great. Anyway, so I finished Infinite Revias. I think it was a great show. If you like slow space shows, you'll like it. The next show I started was Fruits Basket, 2019, also known as Fruits Basket Brotherhood.
Now, would you say to the inquisitive Mr. Miasma right here, who has never, ever seen an episode or read a chapter of Fruits Basket in my life, would it be okay to just watch 2019 Fruits Basket?
Oh, yeah. If you want a better adaptation. Because I guarantee the second half is going to be better than the second half of the original.
Did the original
it didn't go into filler, but it just had a weird ending. It's exactly like Fullmetal Alchemist. Like the mangaka got sick, but she was still writing material for the episodes. And when the anime was going to be finished, there wasn't enough to actually have a complete ending. So they just had this weird like finale that kind of didn't make sense. But the original is still a good show. I still recommend it, but 2019 is going to be the better adaptation.
Okay. And is that going to be like 26 episodes, do you know? Or
it could be longer because they're adapting everything.
How long is the manga?
The manga, I think, is like, from what I know, is about 17 volumes. So it could be at least 30 episodes long.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, even more. Probably do like 15.
It could be.
17, I'm trying to think. Because like Fullmetal Alchemist is like, I think 26 volumes. And they made that 52 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay. Now let's get to what you dropped, I guess?
Okay, so I dropped Hero Mask.
Hero Mask. That sounds like a Sailor Moon spinoff.
It's on Netflix. It's by Studio Period, so it might have some cool action, but it doesn't. It's a very watered-down version of Psycho-Pass, and that's really how I can describe it. It's just go watch it on Netflix and see how long you last, because I couldn't last more than 2 episodes.
I don't know if I would waste my time then.
It was just boring. That's just my big issue with it. And the show that is almost finished that I will be reviewing when I'm finished is Outlaw Star.
Oh, he's pulling out the classics lately. Oh, some people.
I finished the 2 Blu-rays on here. I only got 1 more disc left, and it's a very, very good show. Gene Starwin is very cool.
What is Outlaw Star about?
Okay, so it's about this guy named Gene Starwin. And he is a bit timid of space, but he's forced to go out there because there's this artificial intelligence called Malfina, who is in the shape of a person. And so it's very much like Cowboy Bebop in the sense that they're going out doing jobs, but it's different because it has an overarching story and it isn't episodic.
But he's not a bounty hunter, right?
No, he's an outlaw.
Which
is basically the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And he has this little kid named Jim. He's like jet black, except a little boy. There's this annoying cat girl that joins the board, and this like super sexy samurai chick. It's kind of like a harem because most of the crew members are girls, and like 1 kid. But if you like Cowboy Bebop, you'll like Outlaw Star. But Cowboy Bebop is the better show. But Outlaw Star is still,
you heard it here, folks. Opinion dropped.
Outlaw Star is still really good. It's got a really cool OP. And I'll say this, Outlaw Star's OP is better than Cowboy Bebop's.
Oh my goodness. He just shat on Tank by the seatbelts. Oh boy. You're lucky it's just us and Sweet Pea. Oh, and one other person right now. Oh man. All right. Okay. Well, that's a good segue.
The next thing I'm consuming.
Oh shit. I forgot. You were consuming more.
The next thing I'm consuming is Resident Evil Volume 1, The Umbrella Conspiracy. This isn't a manga, but it's the novelization of the game. So if you aren't into video games, but you want to know the story, read this book because it goes more in depth to the characters.
What are they just going to do, like, full-on Biohazard anime?
I don't know. Like,
they should. It's Japanese.
They should. Yeah. There's manga of Resident Evil out there.
Biohazard.
Devil May Cry got an anime.
Yeah. Why can't fucking
Sonic
the Hedgehog gets anime? Lilo and Stitch.
Street Fighter has a... Yeah. And so that's pretty much it.
Okay. Let's see. Miasma here. Some stuff I touched on last week with art. I finished A Certain Magical Index 2, Season 2. And at that time I had sort of the same feelings that I do now, whereas Index is an amazing like concept of a show, and it reminds like it really made me pay attention to like my maturity as an anime fan, because it's kind of Shakugan no Shana done better. And back when I watched Shana, I thought it was really awesome. But looking back at it, like Index is doing everything kind of better. I mean, I think like Shana's a cooler character than pretty much anybody in Index, but like it's way worse. Shana is written way worse. Like Shana doesn't like explain anything.
Who's better, Ryuji or the dude from Index? I don't know his name.
Toma.
Yeah.
Yuji. I like Toma better. He's more of like an actual person versus like Yuji's like a guy.
Yeah, but he becomes a man in season 2,
and then he becomes an asshole in season 3. So there you go. People like to ignore that in season 3. He just becomes a villain all of a sudden.
He's kind of useless in the movie too.
I haven't seen that, but Toma is in Index is way superior because he's like a better Asta from Black Clover in the sense that like it's a world where like not everybody, like a lot of people have these crazy abilities, and his only power is that he can turn off magic by touching it with his right hand.
Okay.
So like there's people that like. The famous one that everybody knows is the railgun girl. She shoots electricity. If she shoots electricity at him, if he just touches it with his right hand, it disappears.
Okay.
So it's called Imagine Breaker is the name of his thing. Which, by the way, the guy has fucking cool names. The powers are way better than the powers in Shana, too. But however, I did like season 1 a lot more than season 2 because the show is very toothless. Like it's very like nobody really like dies. Like people always, it's kind of just like Pokemon where like people get like defeated and then they're like off or something. And the main character gets like beaten up and then he goes to like the same hospital. And then there's usually there's a lot of like, what's it called? There's a lot of fan service in it. A lot of weird fan service. Like the guy is like potentially into like lolly shit because there's many times where Index herself gets like her clothes knocked off or something. But there's also a lot of like actual female characters getting basically naked. The main character keeps walking into bathrooms without knocking over and over again.
Oh my.
And it's kind of like, I get it. It's a whole bunch of novels that I think are still technically going, but season 2 doesn't really answer a lot of questions that you have in season 1. It just sort of introduces. It's very arc based, and this is kind of where Shauna comes in. It's the type of show. They're both written from graphic novels, from light novels, where it's arc based. So you'll have some villain who comes in. Maybe he's working for some bigger power, right? He's that villain for about 4 to 6 episodes. They do something to get around whatever he or she is doing. Maybe they defeat them, but don't kill them. They defeat that person. They find out that person was working for somebody else, or is a pawn, or was part of something different, or wasn't really that evil or something. And then it goes back to 1 or 2 episodes of shitty fan servicey humor. Then 4 episodes with another villain. It's kind of that over and over again. But it's got a really cool world. It's interesting. And I kind of fucked up because there's also a certain scientific railgun, which you're supposed to watch as you watch seasons 1 and 2, which we didn't do that. We just did season 1 of Index, season 2 of Index. So I'm going to take a break from the franchise. Season 3 of Index just aired. And there are books that are... There's a character named Accelerator, who's my favorite character. He's like a anti-hero type dude. There's a book... there's at least 1 volume I know of called A Certain Scientific Accelerator.
Okay.
So there's going to be more to this franchise. It's pretty vast. Giguk actually has a really good video about the franchise as a whole. It's interesting. I would say I don't want to deter you or anybody else from check it out. I think you would also enjoy it because I know you're also a Shauna fan like me.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. I think it borrowed a lot from what Shauna did and just kind of improved on it. The other one that I've been watching is something I'm liking. Well, actually, technically, I think in between then and now, I finally watched Redline with my good friend Wartbait and Nia from Patreon. Redline was insane. Beautiful animation, crazy space racing.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's good.
Redline's pretty nuts. By the way, anybody out there, if you would like to join me in a monthly watch along of a movie, check out that Patreon. But
what's the next movie?
The next movie? I don't know, actually. I don't know if I established it. I don't know if I said it yet. I don't know. I'll think. But the other show that I'm watching, and the newest episode just came out today, is Demon Slayer, or Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Okay.
And I know you've seen season 1. You've seen episode 1. And this show is really freaking cool. It's really, really cool. What were your thoughts initially on episode 1?
Well, visually, it's amazing because it's UFO table.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, honestly. It's got... The main character doesn't seem like a useless douchebag, but he also doesn't seem like an overpowered asshole.
Yeah, he's very well balanced. He's not overly silly.
He reminds me... He kind of reminds me to Gon in a little ways, like in the beginning, but he isn't goofy looking.
He isn't very goofy at all, which is what I like.
No, he is not.
Aside from
then he has this vampire girl. She looks pretty cool.
His sister.
I'm trying to remember because it's been a while.
Sister. Okay, so for anybody that hasn't seen Kimetsu no Yaiba, it's about a world where these demons live alongside humans. I talked about this last week, and I complained about its sort of lack of explanation. Because for some reason, there's demons around with humans, but they're only around at night. And long story short, this dude leaves his house one day to go sell shit, to go sell coal. He comes back, and his family's been... It takes him the whole 24 hours to get there and back. So then when he gets back, his family was freaking slaughtered by these demons. Except for his sister is left barely alive. Now, it turns out that with certain demons, they can turn they don't explain this a ton. Certain demons, if they bite you or scratch you or something, it's like you become a demon. That's how I guess they make more demons. So, but only certain ones can do that. It was initially thought that there was only one of them that could do that, but we've learned that there's more. So it's kind of weird. They don't really explain the world all that well.
I'm pretty sure they will.
I mean, I just watched episode 10. So I have
and it's gonna be
future.
It's gonna be 26 episodes, right?
I believe so, yeah. At least. I think the manga's still going too. So
yeah, I saw that.
But it is pretty. It's UFO table. It's not, but it's UFO table, but it's not Typhoon. So like it doesn't look like Fate, but it still looks good.
Yeah, it looks like Tales of Zestiria.
I haven't.
I don't know. I don't know if you've seen anything from that, but it looks like that.
I haven't.
You stink.
I have not seen Tales.
Why'd you fart on me? That's gross. Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay. Oh, good.
But yeah, from what I like about Yaiba the most, as I said, is the main character isn't a douchebag. He isn't insanely weak, and he isn't overpowered. He's got a balance, and I see potential in him. And I feel like I don't know, maybe I need to watch more of it to kind of get an understanding and get a sense of how I think about it.
Yeah.
But from that first episode, I'll say I did like it.
You're gonna want to binge. You're gonna watch.
It's gonna be better than
2, and then you're gonna want to see like 6 more.
It's way better than Black Clover by a mile. Let's just get that out of the way.
Way better than Attack on Titan.
No.
Oh my god! No, Attack on Titan is garbo. That is boring.
I love Attack on Titan.
It's boring. They don't answer any questions. The main character's a douche.
That's fine.
The show is brown.
You have people that bite each other and turn into. Okay.
It's brown and boring. Yaiba's never boring looking. The girl's got pink eyes.
Mikasa.
The girl's got pink eyes, and she's got weird. When she became a demon, for some reason, her hair becomes.
But okay. You've seen more.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you: is it better than Hunter x Hunter?
I mean, Hunter x Hunter has had 148 episodes at this point versus like the first 10 of Hunter. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Because Hunter isn't that good until he goes to be a hunter.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, I'm of the variety that Hunter x Hunter is. It developed into a good show, but it wasn't. It was never really And I watched the whole thing. I liked it a lot, but it was never, I think, evenly balanced. I think there are just parts of it that are not very good, and then there's parts of it that are really, really good. And I know everybody always jerks off to the Chimera Ant arc, but I'm kind of liking Demon Slayer's first 10 episodes versus that show's first 10 episodes. And the same would be true for Attack on Titan. And the same would be true for... I haven't seen 10 episodes of Black Clover. The same would be true for Tokyo Ghoul. The same would be true for another generic... What's another shonen-y? Naruto, probably. Yeah, I think versus a lot of the shows... now, it's not the most original thing in the world, but it's still pretty good. As we wait for Justin to come back. Chad, if you've watched anything lately, please let us know. I think I hear him.
I'm back.
He's back, ladies and gents.
She's downstairs. Yeah. Can you guys hear me and see me okay?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. There we go.
Okay.
It's okay. I was just talking to Chad about how I think that the first 10 episodes of Demon Slayer are better than most shonen first 10 episodes. But it's definitely not super original. I'll say that.
Okay, so we're going to compare this to Bleach, because Bleach is awesome.
I've also seen the first 10 episodes of Bleach. So.
I will say, the 10 episodes of Yaiba may have Bleach beat, because the first 10 episodes of Bleach is Monster of the Week.
You know what? Okay.
But Bleach is so cool.
This might shock you. I kind of like the beginning of Bleach.
Yeah. I mean, I like the beginning. I like the beginning of Bleach too.
People like I don't mind Monster of the Week. Like, I grew up watching Inuyasha, so like Monster of the Week was literally a thing in Inuyasha for like a decade. So season 4, oh my god.
Season 4 of Bleach is all filler too, so don't feel bad.
But with Demon Slayer, it gets. I can't wait to talk to you after you've seen more, because it's so. The world is interesting. Now, I do have worries about it. I have worries that it's going to become Titan, or it's going to become this thing where like they don't want to explain anything. And also, like, the main character, while I like him a lot, he's like the least inquisitive person in the history of time. Like, he never like asks. Okay, so you saw season 1, and I don't know if you remember that.
I saw episode 1.
Yeah, whatever. I keep doing it. So in episode 1 is when his family gets slaughtered, right? They sell charcoal, and he goes to town to do the charcoal, and they barely explain that he has this really good sense of smell for some reason, and he's very helpful around the townsfolk. So he spends his entire day helping people in the town. So basically, they're at fault for his family getting murdered, by the way, but they ignore that. So he goes back. They live on the top of some fucking like bumfuck mountain. I don't know, for some reason, even though there's demons. But they live at the near this mountain. Halfway in between them and the town is this older dude in like a hut, and he's like, he knows Tanjiro is the guy's name. He knows Tanjiro, and he's like, you gotta be careful. There's demons. And he's like, you can't stay out at night. You gotta come in. So the old man lures the kid into his house, because that's never gone bad before. So the old man lures the kid into the house, and they sort of talk about demons a little bit, and they talk about how they can't go out in the sun, and you're not supposed to travel at night. And then the kid asks Tanjiro, who I think at the beginning is probably like 13 or 14, and he's talking, and he's like, yeah, but we're safe in our houses, right? Like, they can't come in. And the old guy, and this had Art like cracking up last week because he hasn't seen it yet. The old guy is just flat out like, nah, dude, they could totally get in your house. And I'm like, how the fuck do you not know this if you're like 12 or 13? Obviously they can get it. There's no like spirit barrier outside. Like, and then he's like, holy shit, my family might be dying. And then turns out that's what happened. So my questions are like, why doesn't this kid, and then his sister turns into a demon. Now she's still, I should reiterate that she is seemingly a very special case in the fact that when most people become demons, they are like evil. Like they're like animals. Like they're wild. They're only used to like eat people. His sister,
they're pretty much zombies.
Yeah, pretty much. His sister, was it Nezuko? Nezuko seems to remember being human, although she can't talk. And a lot of after episode 1, she's going to constantly have this like muzzle that they made. She has like this wooden stick thing that's like tied to her head, so she can't talk anyway. But and she can sort of remember who she is, but she can't talk, and she doesn't really act like she doesn't. They never like. There's one thing that I don't like is they never really have like a conversation about her like condition. Like he's never like, oh, do you remember X and Y? Do you like? How do you feel about this? He's never. Hey, Osiris. Why didn't they invest in a padlock?
Like, I don't think padlocks were even a thing at that time.
No, I guess not. They never established when this is, but this is like.
It looks like Inuyasha time, so feudal era, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's no
There's no cars.
there's no cars, there's no trains, there's no planes, there's no phones.
If you want to get somewhere, you got to walk.
Yeah, it's walking.
I think there's horsebacks and there might be wagons.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
But the place is very snowy.
At least where he's from, yeah.
Yeah.
But you would think that they'd have also like my other thing is how come this didn't happen sooner? Which I guess maybe they'll explain it. Put a chair against the door. Oh, the demons are like really strong. It depends. There's like different like styles of demon. And this kid's house was just like wood, by the way. So like, fuck that. Now if I would raise this question. You saw their family. They had a huge ass family. There was like 7 kids. So there's like,
yeah.
If I'm a demon, that is the fucking golden corral of this world. There's a house of because the dad. By the way, the dad is dead, or I think he's dead, or he's gone. It's just the mom. At the beginning, it's the mom, Tanjiro, the main guy, and he has like 5 or 6 siblings. One of them is this Nezuko who becomes a demon. And then he leaves to go sell the charcoal. So during the day, it's like all like I think at oldest like 10 or 12-year-old kids and the mom.
They went FBI open up on the house.
Yeah. But so this is one problem I really have with him is he's not inquisitive enough about what's going on. He learns about the world very slowly. He doesn't ask a lot of stuff. He gets trained because he goes to be a demon slayer, hence the name of the show. Mm-hmm. He doesn't ask a whole lot. He mostly focuses on his like physical training. He doesn't aspire to learn anything, which I guess you could argue that he just wants to physically get strong enough. Maybe he doesn't give a shit about demon culture or anything, which is okay. But like as a viewer, I want to know a little bit more. They sprinkle in here and there. Some demons have like certain powers. Some of them can turn other people into demons, but not all of them. All of them obviously were originally a person at one point. But with Nezuko, it's this weird balance where she remembers everything. Well, not everything. She remembers a lot of stuff about being human, but she resists eating blood or drinking blood and eating flesh. I guess in like demons, for whatever reason, their food source is people. Nezuko, past episode 1, actually, she does not eat. She refuses to eat people, so she sleeps like a fuck ton. So, okay. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but there's during his like training, Tanjiro's training arc that he's about to go through for you, she's going to be asleep for like 2 years. In actual, I'm not even kidding. Okay. And then afterwards, I think she sleeps like most of the day. I mean, she can't go out in the sun anyway. So that's a funny thing. Is the kid has to travel, right, to go hunt demons, and he's not going to leave his sister behind. So, like, you might have seen it in, like, promotional art for this series. He has this fucking, like gourd thing that he carries on his back that has his sister just in there. So it's like a boy and sister in a box, the show. But it's cool. I just wish that I wish it explored more.
So would you say it's the best modern shonen that's out right now?
I don't watch a lot of them, so I feel like I'm a bad person to judge.
From what you've seen, some like My Hero Academia, Black Clover, 7 Deadly Sins, I would guess would be up there.
I've only seen 1 episode of Sins and 1 episode of Black Clover, and Sins was not even like the first episode. It was a random episode that I watched at dinner with my dad, who was watching it himself.
Okay.
So it was in like somewhere in the middle. And Black Clover, I couldn't stand the dub, the Japanese voice actor. But from what I heard, the dub is better.
For those that were looking forward to Fire Force, you're gonna have to wait for that dub because Asta's gonna be in it, and he's gonna be the main character.
In comparison to Hunter x Hunter and Hero Aka. I guess Hunter x Hunter was 2011, but I'll say it's modern.
I would say that too.
I like these first 10 episodes. I like the start better than the start of Hunter x Hunter because I think Hunter x Hunter goes in like cycles of being really good and then like really it's very inconsistent. Whereas My Hero Academia, that's another one where it's like it's so unoriginal, but it's still good at what it does. I think I'm not light. I don't poop all over the show. I saw the first 2 seasons. It's exciting when it wants to be. I think it does a far better in comparison with Hero Aka versus Demon Slayer. Hero Aka in its first 10 episodes explores the world way more than Demon Slayer does.
Well, that first 10 episodes is basically like the first season.
Right. Okay. But if you were going to have 12 episodes of Kimetsu no Yaiba and call it season 1, I've seen the first 10. So like, unless they're really going to pull their head out of their ass and explain the world in these next 2 episodes, which I doubt, which it's going to be 26. So yeah. Even in the first 10 episodes of Hero Aka versus the first 10 episodes of Demon Slayer, you know so much more about the world of Hero Aka. Now, Hero Aka has a lot more characters because it's in modern.
And I'll say this: Hero Aka is exciting. I like the fight between Bakugo and Deku, but I don't like them as characters. So I'll say that the show is very flashy, and I feel like if I was younger, I would have loved it a lot more.
Yeah. Even something like Noragami, I guess you could say is a modern shonen. I don't know if you've seen Noragami.
Yeah, I've seen both seasons.
Okay. I love Noragami. Now,
yeah, I do too.
That show does a ton to explore its world.
Yeah.
Because it kind of has to. Because it's mostly about like the world of gods. If you haven't seen Noragami, everybody watching, it's Stray God. It's about like this girl who basically befriends it's a lot of Shinto stuff, so a lot of polytheism going on. So there's many gods, and this one guy named Yato, who is a very lowly. There's like different classes. He's a very low god. He doesn't have any followers. Nobody really cares about him. He'll do anything for people for 5 yen. So like literally, he will like paint your bathroom for 5 yen, and he does such. But he doesn't really have, seemingly at first, hint hint, any like strong abilities or anything. He's not really in charge. He doesn't have any power. And so the show becomes about like learning about the world of gods and how they obtain power. And there are people that are evil. There are people that are good. There's the balance between humans and gods and so forth.
Yeah.
And that does a brilliant job of establishing its world. Mainly because it just answers, like, I want shows that answer questions. Like, like people say Inuyasha meanders around forever. Yeah, it does. But, like, there's not, like, any, like, mysteries. Like, it solves it. It's like, why is Naraku evil? Okay, here's why. Why is this thing listening to Naraku? Here's why. Where's these jewel shards? Oh, they're over here. Why does this character act this certain way? Oh, it's here. Like, it does that. Whereas, like, shows, this is what I compare it to Demon Slayer to Attack on Titan, is Attack on Titan is a ton of, here's a bunch of cool shit. By the way, what the fuck was in that basement? Fuck you, we're not going to tell you for a long time. Where it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all like, oh, hey, look over here, look over here, look over here. Don't look over here. Well, you're going to wonder about what's over here. No, look over here, look over here. And I don't want this show to become that. That's what I worry about.
So I'm assuming you think Kimetsu no Yaiba is a lot better than Akatsuki no Yona.
Oh, fuck yeah. That show pissed me off.
Okay, the first 10 episodes of Yona, I'll say, was pretty boring.
But it's also like, I'm
trying to remember.
In some ways better than the rest because it like establishes the characters. Well,
I'm trying to remember. Do you meet the blue dragon after the 10 episodes or
after?
Before? Okay, yeah, you just meet the white dragon. Then you meet some little kid.
Because the first part,
that just tags along.
They get exiled, and then they go to the wind place. And they stay at the wind place where Hawk
they meet a priest.
But
they meet a priest, and then a little kid that's friends with a priest just tags along.
Because that's never led to anything bad. But yeah, Demon Slayer.
I'm surprised, but I'm also not surprised. In your review of Yona, I'm surprised you didn't mention him. That little kid that just tags along. That's not a dragon.
I mean,
that he doesn't have powers. He dresses in dragon one episode.
It's like the Shippo effect. When a character just like doesn't matter, like I kind of like forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't wait for you to watch some more Demon Slayer. Check it. Also, the OP is fucking amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Like it's visually really cool. It's one last thing is like the weird shit that he does with his sword with like the water. I mentioned this last week to Art. They have yet to like explain to me if he's actually like summoning water or if it's just a swipe of a sword. Because they don't have like magic. And like whatever water effect he does like dissipates after he slices it. So I don't understand, is the water supposed to be there? Is the water not really there? I don't know.
It could be an illusion.
Maybe, I guess.
My Zanpakuto at my house does that.
What's the name of your Zanpakuto?
Kishara Potodan.
Is that its actual name, or did you make that up?
No, that's his actual name. Because I have Rose's Zanpakuto, and it does a similar thing.
Okay.
His Bankai, Kishara Potodan, summons a bunch of dancers, and it turns his sword into a conductor's wand. And so when he conducts something, it turns into an element, and it's an illusion. It's not physically happening. So let's say if it's like water, the opponent is going to feel like they're drowning, but they're not actually drowning. It's their illusion. It's the sounds that's making it, that's causing them to think that they're drowning. And if they were on fire, if it was fire, they would think that they're on fire.
Huh.
The best way to beat that Bankai is to literally deafen yourself.
Nobody guess that's what the person does.
Yeah. Because Rose is kind of an idiot and he explained how to beat his Bankai.
Man, if the blind guy had fought him, he'd have a hard time because he'd be blind and deaf.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's dead anyway, so.
Oh, spoiler alert.
If you're the deaf girl from A Silent Voice, you have a chance of beating.
Oh my God, Shoko. That's a great movie.
That's on Netflix now, by the way.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So as March Comes in Like a Lion, both seasons.
It's
This gives me an yeah.
It's on Netflix?
Both seasons with the dub. With the dub.
Stop that. On American Netflix.
Yes.
You
can check it. You can check it right now.
Do you know how much I just paid for those Blu-rays?
Probably a lot.
I paid out of my ass, okay? Holy shit. Whatever, I want to own it anyway. What the fuck? I just got them. I'm not getting like 5 days ago. Oh my God. Okay, I'll leave it at this. They're Aniplex DVDs.
Yeah. So it's gonna be over. It's gonna be in the triple digits.
It was too much. Yes, for both. And it was in 2 parts.
Hey,
season 2. It's in 4 parts technically. Season 1 was 2 parts. Season 2 was 2 parts.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fuck, and it's on Netflix. You shouldn't. My night ruined. My J-Chip show. Fuck you, Netflix. You pieces of shit. How dare you show more people the show I said to watch?
This anime right here is pretty expensive on Right Stuff. It's like $75. I got it for $20 at the pawn shop.
Oh, the infamous pawn shop with Chihaya Furu.
This is Chihaya Furu. This is season 1. I don't have season 2 yet, but I will get it someday. And I am hyped for season 3.
And at some point, we will bring back the infamous J-Chip and Miasma watch Karado Kyokai. We're perpetually on movie 6, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, a lot of people say it's the worst one, so people will forgive us.
Yeah. Well, maybe by then, like, actually, no, tier lists won't be popular because we could do a Karado Kyokai tier list. But okay, I want to thank J-Chip for coming and chat. Thanks to Cyrus and Sweetie. By the way, if you like Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, which I know J-Chip does, my man Osiris here has a Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Poor Empty Wallet bleeds out crying. It was all for nothing. No, it wasn't for nothing. I'll have it forever. And when Netflix decides, hey, we don't want this anymore, I'll still be able to watch it. Although it didn't really come with any like cool shit. Like it wasn't like the Made in Abyss box set with like a whistle and everything. But people should watch March Comes In Like a Lion. Like Osiris, Sweet Pea, everybody.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. So you can just watch it on Netflix. You don't have to, spend like $400.
Hey man, I want to get Erased on Blu-ray, but that's never gonna happen. Yeah, but I like the anime.
Everybody tells me just to read the manga.
I've read the manga, but I like the anime.
Have you finished reading Flowers of Evil?
No, not yet. But that is better than the anime.
I bought the anime at Anime Boston. I haven't watched it.
I reviewed the anime with Dreed or Dread.
All right. On that note, thank you everybody for coming. I gotta go punch the owner of Netflix in the face. Thank you, J-Chip.
Yep.
Please check out his channel down below as well as our good friend Dread. And if you like what we're doing here, check out some of our other content and our Patreons and so forth. Thank you so much.
Go read this. Read this.
Go read the Resident Evil book.
Yes.
And watch March Comes In Like a Lion at the same time. All right. See you guys next week.